If a building could talk, what would it say? Well, let me take you down Utah's historic Highway 89 to a point that was pretty much in the middle of the original Utah Territory just before Utah became a state. Shortly after the pioneer settlers came into the Salt Lake Valley in 1847, President Brigham Young began calling families and sending them out to establish towns all over the area. They wanted to create a Zion with far-reaching potential. He petitioned to the United States government, and it was declared an official territory in 1850, just as California became the 31st state. The face of the country was changing quickly, and the Utah Territory had already been reduced to include what is today Nevada and parts of Wyoming and Colorado. They needed a capital. So, pretty much dead center in the territory, in a town named to honor the newly elected U.S. President Millard Fillmore, they began planning a magnificent territorial state house. By 1855, the South Wing had been completed. It was sufficient for the 5th Utah Territorial Legislature to meet in its upper floor. However, as so often happens in an ever-changing world, the growth of Fillmore was far outstripped by that of Salt Lake City, and the 6th legislature elected to relocate there. Salt Lake City was designated Utah's capital, and the construction of the State House in Fillmore was abandoned. And that building, that one lonely wing of what could have been a glorious structure, was discarded, then left to many other purposes, and through the years collected the stories of all its many lives. Now it stands as a state park and museum. Oh, if a building could talk, what would it say?
My glory days were through. My sweetest dreams were not to be. The work was ended.